Hey guys.
Welcome to the check-in.
Welcome to the check-in.
So before we get into it, like y'all know, we got to tell y'all a few things.
Yeah.
First of all, we grown.
Grown.
So we might say some cuss words or whatever. And if you listen and you don't like cuss words, just pretend you didn't hear it.
Yeah, just don't listen.
Boom.
Boom. Also, we are not mental health professionals.
We're not.
We are just two people that went to therapy, and sometimes we listen to our therapist. So,
Yep, sometimes.
if you are ever in a moment where you feel extremely overwhelmed,
Yes.
or you're having a mental health crisis, please text the number 741-741. Text them home, and a crisis counselor will reach out to you and help you out and check in on you, and boom, all the things.
Woo, woo, woo.
Woo, woo, woo.
You ready to get into this content?
I'm ready to get into this content.
Boom, here we go.
Boom!
All right, so we just gonna get into this content.
We go jump into the content.
We didn't change our clothes.
I like this hoodie. This hoodie is very nice for me. So, you're seeing it again. Hello.
All right, you seeing my Luffy? Okay, Straw Hat Pirates gang out this.
What is that, Naruto?
Go home.
Sorry.
I already.
Sorry.
You just have it on purpose.
Please go to your room.
I upset
Get up.
everybody in this room. I upset all three people in this room, including myself. So, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, back to the content.
Back to the content. Yeah, what are we talking about today?
All right, today, we are talking about. Sorry, guys, I had
Yeah,
to reposition.
really.
My buttons got tired. Anyways, we're talking about what to do when you trample on someone else's boundary.
You panic and run. Next topic, please.
All right, that's all we have for you guys
All
today.
right, come back again. Every Wednesday, we do a new episode. Just kidding.
So, friend,
Yes,
you shared a little bit about
I did.
an experience you had.
Oh, goodness, it was so embarrassing. Okay, so I, for the first time, crossed somebody's boundary, and maybe not for the first time, but like for the first time, they like held it against me and actually hated me. Like, I am typically a people person, and I typically care about people's opinions of me. So I try to be well liked by a lot of people. That is a problem. We are working out through therapy. Don't worry. But this was the first time where I was like, wait, this person hates me? What did I do? Like, what did I do for them to hate me? So I made a comment. I was hee-hee-hawing, joking, I stated that I recognized somebody from an exam, like an exam testing center that I went to, took, whatever, and he was having like a freak out. I was like, oh, you're so-and-so from such and such, you were freaking out. And I said this in a group full of people. Apparently, it really embarrassed this guy to the point where he hated me from that comment on to about 6 months into my job. And I'm finding out, like, he's saying all this stuff about me, and he's asking people about me, and he's just like, yeah, what do you think about blah, blah, blah? And, I got people in these streets. So everything he was saying about me behind my back, it was coming back to me. So I find out that he doesn't like me because of this one comment, and I feel horrible. Like, at first I laugh it off. I'm just like, no, really? Is that's why you don't like me? That's it? And then I was just like, wow. Like, this is what it feels like to be on the other side of people's boundaries when you cross them. Like, wow, this really sucks. I did not intend to like hurt this man the way I did, but apparently like this joke in poor taste was taken very personally because it was like a really stressful time for him. And I went up to him and I apologized. I was like, hey, like, that wasn't cool. I'm really sorry I did that. Like, I said that in front of a bunch of people. Like, I know the test that we took sucks. And, you know, some people don't use humor to cope with their traumatic experiences like we do. So I can't make everything into a joke. Like, sometimes it affects people differently. And so I genuinely apologize. Like, I looked at him differently because of all the shit he was talking about me behind my back. I was just like, that's really not something you could have came to me about. Like,
Right.
like, you totally could have pulled me aside and be like, hey, chill. Like, and
Did he seem bothered when you said it?
no.
Or were you just really not paying attention to his body language?
He didn't. He was just like, he laughed. That's why I thought, like, we were good, but apparently, like, that comment really got under his skin, and he just did not mess with me from day one of my job. And, you know, I found out later on down the line, a couple months later, that he really just wasn't rocking with me like that. And so I was just shocked that, you know, somebody felt that they couldn't come to me about me crossing that boundary of theirs. And it made me feel bad. Like, it really did. It did make me feel bad. Like, I did kind of, like, I was so shook by it. I was just like, I can't believe I offended somebody. Like, this is just wild. Like, I know I make tasteless jokes, but, like, this was not one of them. But, you know, again, people's stress levels, and I don't know what he was going through that day. Like, he was probably going through something that day on top of this test that we had to take. And then I just brought it up in a group full of people that he was freaking out. So it was probably really awful for him to experience in that moment. So, you know, I did what I could. I apologized. I was just like, hey, you know, like, that wasn't cool. You could come to me if I ever say anything that offends you. And it seemed as though he took my apology seriously. But then again, he started talking shit about me. And I was just like, I don't know what to do in this situation.
Right.
I don't know how to correct my wrong because I'm not going out of my way to offend this person. Like, I really didn't know that what I said had the potential to offend somebody. And I genuinely do want to apologize because, like, you're my colleague. Like, I don't want there to be any bad blood. I want to be able to go to you. I want you to be comfortable coming to me whenever you need something. And it just never happened. Like,
So it sounded like he was not receptive to your apologies.
he was not. He took that as, like, somebody telling me the things he was saying. And so he got mad at that person that he thought, like, snitched on him or whatever. But that wasn't even how it was. Like, it was brought to my attention that he was bothered by something I did. And I apologized for that. And I told him, I was like, going forward, I hope we can just be cool and, you know, I'll watch what I say, yada, yada. But no, that was not good enough. So when you cross somebody's boundaries, what do? Do you have better luck?
So I believe that I am a nice person. But, and I know this is not necessarily right. I'm going to go ahead and check myself before anybody that's listening does. But if I cross somebody's boundary because I am a simmerer,
Yeah.
and they come at me wild, I might do it again. Don't look, listen. Like you, I would never go out of my way to intentionally hurt somebody. If I know that that's a boundary for you and that's something that deeply affects you, I am not going to just go out and do that knowing it's going to bring you grief.
Who has the time?
So in that respect, because it feels like an attack on character for me. And that's a really, really difficult thing for me to deal with. That's always been something that's been an Achilles heel of mine, is when people think that I'm capable of being just ignorant and mean and nasty for no reason. Because I don't do that. I will not There is something that a group of my friends used to say all the time. Tiffany don't never do nothing to nobody. I really don't. I stay in my own lane. I don't bother people.
Yeah.
All the friendships that I've made, I was not looking to make friends. I was just staying in my own lane, being mildly entertained, and some people went, ooh, she's funny. I'm going to hang out with that. I really don't go towards people.
Yeah.
Can I be social? Can I be out and about and being fun? Of course I can. But at the end of the day, I'm completely comfortable being by myself. So for anybody whose boundary I've crossed that really came at me sideways, it took me back because it felt like there was no regard for the type of person that I am. And there was no confidence that I would not go do something that I knew was going to hurt you. So, or that I would do something that was going to hurt. So the best example I can think, a previous relationship, this person I believe was pretty insecure. They had previous relationships where they had been cheated on. They couldn't trust the person they were with, some bad breakups, and it happens. So I personally have not been a big relationship person. All the relationships that I've been in, I wasn't looking for them. I didn't necessarily want them. It got to the point with a lot of them that they just kept asking me, and I was just like, okay. I guess we'll see what happens.
Fine, whatever.
Right. Dumb. Don't do that, y'all. Don't do that. Just dumb.
Don't do that.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
But anywho, this person did not like me hanging out with other humans that had penises. It was very, very difficult for him. So, I was confused because initially, when we were in our talking phase, I told this human, look, most of my friends are men. I didn't have a lot of girlfriends.
Yeah.
They did stuff that I didn't really find fun. So it wasn't because I was like, hey, I'm loving the crew, I'm for these streets. No, I just didn't want to go get my nails done and stuff. It just wasn't fun to me. I want to sit in the house and play video games or watch somebody play video games and eat food and take a nap. And most girls weren't into that. So I want to watch Inuyasha and Dragon Ball Z and Yu Yu Hakusho and go about my business. I don't want to go to a party. I don't want to dance on somebody. I don't want somebody's penis on my butt. Like, there was a lot of things that girlfriends wanted to do that I was just like, nah, that ain't me, fam.
I'm not interested, homie. That's all you.
So,
I'll be here at the crib.
Exactly. So I'm just like, okay. Yeah, woo. This is my life. I don't know if he thought I was joking or playing or whatever. I don't know if he thought I was trying to make him jealous or something. But I was spitting these facts. So
yeah. And you laid them out there.
Like, first and foremost, because I didn't want there to be no problems.
Newsletter.
So.
Email.
He and I started dating maybe 3 months after that conversation. And I had just graduated high school, starting college. So, honestly, community college was my first public school. So I was already like, what do I wear? I don't have a uniform anymore. It's the private Christian school for K-5 through 12. I just like, I got to dress myself now? This is terrible.
It's awful.
So I started making friends at HCC, and almost all my friends were guys. I don't think I made not one girlfriend at HCC. And with me being in a field that was male dominated because I was pursuing computer forensics, most of my classes were all guys. Yeah. So the opportunity to make girlfriends wasn't really there. I think I had one friend, and I'm just going to name drop her, Tara. She was awesome. And she ended up going to Stevenson as well. And now she's married, I believe. She has a little baby. Her baby's so cute. But she was the only one who really, you know, stuck with the program because a lot of the girls ended up dropping out.
Yeah.
So back to this boundary. He didn't really express initially that this was an issue. But as I got more comfortable at community college and I started feeling more comfortable to stay longer at the college, instead of going to my car to eat my lunch, I would actually eat in the atrium, see friends, hey, woo, woo, woo.
Boo, boo, boo.
And back in the day, I'll never forget this. I will never forget this. There were two particular people that he did not care for, but were really, really good friends of mine. They were fun. They were almost always at the school. And I just had a really good time. Like, I couldn't imagine my years at HCC without them. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I remember I was between classes. I was sitting in the little hallway, had my Big Bertha laptop. And this was back when Uvu existed. So I was on Uvu.
Oh my God, Uvu.
With my then boyfriend.
So many trouble.
And the guy that he really didn't like popped up. He saw me sit, and I'm sitting in a hallway, so it's not like, you know, no anybody could run up on me because I was just sitting in the open. And of course he comes up, he's talking to me, woo woo woo. I had my ear or my headphones in, so he didn't know that I was on Uvu or whatever. Nothing disrespectful was said. He was just coming up to say hi on his way to his class. When I tell you, my then boyfriend, the entire time he was talking, why are you talking to him? Stop talking to him. Tell him go away. Tell him to go away at the school that I don't pay bills at? What? You sound crazy. So all of this is in my ear while he's talking to me. And I'm like, yep,
Yeah, I'm going to history class right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. It's really good seeing you.
It's that guy.
It was some foolishness. So he leaves, goes to class, and my then boyfriend's like, why are you talking to him? Why am I talking to a human? Because he said hi. What did you want me to do? You should have told him to leave you alone. Why? I was so shook. So I ended up finding out that he really had a problem with me hanging out with guys. And it didn't matter if there were people that I met at HCC, if they were friends that I had known for years, because he didn't like the homie from the Carolinas either. And you know, he's probably the most upstanding gentleman I've ever had in my group of friends.
The homie from the Carolinas is good.
He's an absolute good. He's
Good
a
to the bones.
pure-hearted person. And he hated him. He's like, oh, that's who you with the problem with? Oh, what y'all do something?
Oh, jeez, no, nothing
Actually,
happened.
no, because he's a pure-hearted young man. So he had a huge boundary on this that he really never sat down and expressed to me. He would just get really territorial. So, of course, my initial reaction was, nigga, what? And then, because it didn't even seem feasible. You want me to not talk to any man?
Yes, Tiff. Keep your mouth shut. What you need to open your mouth for? So you can leave me?
Yes. No, I was just kidding. But after my initial reaction of nigga what?
Yeah.
My next reaction was really to figure out why he was feeling that way.
Yeah.
Because while this was a boundary of his, this wasn't something that I was willing to just scratch up all of my male friends and not talk to. So what did I do?
What did you do?
I continue to do what I wanted to do. And it's wrong, guys. That's wrong. Don't do that. But because I was just so upset by the fact that he believed I was going to do something inappropriate. Otherwise, what's the point, right? You don't care.
Yeah.
So it made me upset because it felt like a character shot. And I continued to hang out with who I wanted to hang out with. I kept things respectable. But at the end of the day, what he started asking me to do, it wasn't like he was learning to trust me. It was like he was getting more and more controlling.
Yeah.
So there was another friend of mine that we don't talk anymore because he ghosted me. But my best friend, my longest friend that I had, my longest best friend that I had, and we had been through different relationships. He had been through relationships, talked to him. I've been through relationships. He talked to me. Like, we were just thick as thieves. We were never single at the same time, but we were really, really, really close.
Yep.
And he told me, my past boyfriend was telling me not to talk to him anymore. And I said, absolutely not. This person has been here before I even knew you existed.
Yeah.
And you don't have any reason to dislike this person. This is really the only person who's been respectful of you.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people didn't like who I was dating. So then it went from, okay, well, can you not talk to him at night? Okay. And then it went from, can you not talk to him after this time? And then the rules just kept piling up. And I'm like, you're not learning to trust me. You're just
being more controlling.
Right. Yeah. So the extent of his boundary just kept growing, and which was stifling me. And he was going to learn. It wasn't a proud moment for me, guys. I'm going to admit this. This was a not nice Tiffany who was, because I was fighting the boundary. I came with hand grenades, AK-47, extra ammo. Pew, pew. Like, I was ready to go to war with this boundary because I'm like, this is stupid and I don't like it. You need to learn.
So I'm going to give you a reason.
So I literally remember myself telling him, if you think that this is what cheating seems like, you are going to learn. Did I ever cheat on him? No, I never cheated. But it got to the point where I was tired of being treated like I was constantly doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And he was of the mindset that once he got into a relationship, if there are any people in his life that I didn't like, he was going to drop them.
Yeah.
That was nothing that I'd ever asked for in a relationship, nor was that something I ever wanted. So for him to kind of extend that behavior to me, assuming that I was going to do it, no, I like my friends. A1 day ones. Like, you going to have to learn. You going to have to live. I don't understand. So that was probably my most violent
Jesus.
attack on somebody's boundary, where I was like, look, it's finna be what it's finna be. You just gonna have to be mad.
Not mad.
I was so irritated because I felt like I had tried to, like, scale back on some of those relationships, hoping that he would get comfortable at some point. He would learn, okay, this is somebody that I can trust. This is somebody that's not going to do what my previous relationships had done to me. And it never got to that point. And so now I'm losing my friendships and the people who have been there for me, the people who make me happy and who have been, riding with me through life because you don't like them.
Yeah. Or you feel threatened by them.
Right.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah.
So that's when I ran face first into a boundary, and I kept running. I kept running into that thing. I was like, we're going to break this.
So
we're going to break it.
You a runner. You push the limits.
I did.
And I am a apologizer, but my side eye is ready. So it sounds like we have work to do.
Yeah, because listen,
because it's just like when you're not a boundary crosser and you're around somebody that is constantly telling you you're crossing their boundaries, you're just like,
you start to reevaluate. Like, I'm not reevaluating my behavior. I'm reevaluating you. Why are you here?
Who is the problem here? 'Cause,
is it really me?
I mean, your boundaries are valid. We're not going to invalidate people's boundaries. If that is how you feel, that is how you feel.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to me, I don't know. My thing is how you deliver your message to somebody.
Absolutely.
It matters. So maybe if he came to you in a different tone, in a different way, less from like a jealous side and more for a like, I want you to nurture our relationship and just being really, soft with it. Maybe it would be different.
The give and take needed to be there, and there wasn't. There was just give. So if I'm constantly giving all my boundary, and I'm telling you that these relationships are important to me, no one person is going to be your end all be all. That's why you have a tribe. That's why you have a community. That's why you need people. Even if you're an introvert, you need your 1 or 2, 3 people that are going to help you get through life. So do I regret being as vicious as I got towards the end? Absolutely. That was 1, out of character for me, and 2, it didn't help anybody. It just hurt him. And I mean, I got what I wanted, but that's not how you're supposed to do relationships. The point of boundaries is to protect yourself. And one thing, which this is our last episode in the series, and just kind of putting a nice little bow on this, there's a lot of evaluating you have to do with people when they cross your boundaries. Is this person somebody who I can have in my life? Is this somebody who's going to respect my boundaries? Is this somebody who's going to work with me with these boundaries if they're unrealistic, if they're due to trauma? And I'm now in a place where that trauma doesn't occur anymore, but I still have this boundary. These are things you need to have somebody who you can actively work through with that, because sometimes boundaries, yes, are they to protect you? Absolutely. But sometimes you grow out of that scenario where you need that boundary, and you have to learn to let that go. So you have to really evaluate, and sometimes constantly reevaluate the relationship you have with that person, sometimes your own boundaries, and whether you can really continue to do life with somebody. I realized with that relationship, I couldn't, because I needed the flexibility and freedom to be around the people that made me happy. And granted, I'm in a relationship now where I have that flexibility. If I want to go hang out with new people, I can go hang out with new people, and it's not an issue. I don't have to vet, my current relationship. Like, hey, I'm going to hang out with this person. Their blood type is this. They have a 401k. This is their social security number, and their stool sample came back good. Like, I don't have to do all that. And I appreciate that. And that is we're just like-minded in that sense. Whereas, my previous relationship, is what he was doing wrong? I'm not going to say it was wrong. It just didn't fit for me. So there are people who, and we both know this, there are people who get into a relationship and are gung-ho to drop everything that they experienced before that relationship.
Oh, yeah. And
when they find somebody who is also like that, good for you.
Good.
Match made in heaven. Be happy. Be great. Have 10,000 kids. Whatever you got to do.
Bro, cook rice. All the things.
But yeah, I cooked.
Raw?
Yeah, it's not supposed to be cooked. It would be squishy.
I said what I said. Cooked rice.
Okay, sabotage.
Hot at the back of your neck.
Wow, so straight out the pot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, when you are that hyper focused on one individual, you deserved cooked rice thrown at the back of your neck. So, I mean, that's how it is.
Okay. Well, so, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. The only opportunities that I've had to really challenge somebody's boundary has been in relationships. Otherwise, I really don't be doing nothing to nobody because I don't care. The only time I could think is when my mom popped me in the mouth. I don't even know what I said, but I know it was sassy and rude, and she got me so fast I was shook. I didn't even know I was hit for a second. I was just like,
wow, why is my face numb?
I really had to ask her, did you hit me? Like, that's how shocked I was. And she was looking at me like, yeah, you tried my gangster, little girl. Like, I think I don't know if I was in middle school or high school, but I'll never forget that. I got sassy. Neither of us know what I said.
I really wish that was a moment where somebody was journaling or scrapbooking or something, just so we can look back and be like, oh, yeah.
She got me good. She's probably like, look.
She deserved it, yeah.
I don't need 2 sassy kids up in this house. You pick your struggle. So after that, I never got popped in the mouth again. It took one time to cross that boundary. And my mom, she's not a hitter.
Yeah.
She does not raise her hand often. But whatever I did, it said, she was like, oh, nah, I'm going to have to get you for this one.
Yeah, my mom, she definitely wounded her hand once to me. And it was a very memorable moment because she like waited, she simmered. And so like during her simmering time, I was just like, Mommy, I'm sorry. Mommy, I'm so sorry. Like I knew something was coming. And then nothing happened, right? So I'm like, I'm taking my bath, getting ready for bed. She caught me when I was bucket naked. She smacked. I probably have, it probably looks discolored on my backside, honestly, because she hit me so hard. She was like, don't you ever throw a tantrum in the store again. And I was like, I was sorry. I thought you forgave me. But just like that young man who didn't forgive me.
She was like, I'm going to forgive you long enough for you to let your guard down.
Yeah, like... And that's the crazy part, because when you genuinely feel bad, your automatic response is to try to fix it,
right?
Like try to solve the problem, whatever problem there is. But if your solution isn't being received, there's nothing you can really do about it.
Absolutely.
Like you just have to take that L and go about your day. Mm-hmm. It's unfortunate, that's a bridge that got burned, but
super uncomfortable because you're used to being the person who doesn't do anything to anybody, and then you're told you're doing something. You're like,
it's very jarring.
What did I do?
Very, very like it ruined my whole week finding out that this kid did not like me.
And I want to say that I had kind of a similar experience with my previous boyfriend's family where they didn't like me. Yeah. And to this day, I have no idea what I did. And it was so bothersome because people's families usually freaking love me. I was like the family whisperer.
Yeah.
Like everybody, oh my gosh, Tiffany's so great. You should hang out with her more. Like I had people who would not let their child leave the house and go do fun stuff unless I was going. Because they're like, that's a respectable young woman.
Like me. Yeah.
This is why we're twins. But that one family did not like me, and I have no idea why.
Because you did everything right.
I thought I did. But watch, I came in there and was like, their walls are ugly or something, and they hurt me. I don't know.
Maybe they're like, oh, she thinks she better than us. She thinks she know walls.
Who am I to know walls?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm rude. I'm rude out here. I get it now.
Just rude out here.
I don't even like me.
With your green walls.
Right. Hideous ass walls.
That's why. It could be anything. And that is why moving around people, relationships with people, any type of relationship, those are just the complexities that just come with it. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to be respectful and receptive and also willing to learn because you're going to screw up.
And make peace when people don't want to give you another chance.
Yeah, you have to. You have to come to terms with that. That's really, really hard horse pill that gets stuck in your throat to swallow. But you're
Excuse me. My bad.
You got stuck. It was the horse peel. Oh, gosh. But you just gotta swallow it anyway and burp it out later.
Yeah, like I did.
Like Tim did. Okay, that's enough for me.
Oh, yeah, I got nothing else. I can tell you more about that relationship because I crossed all kinds of boundaries and unknowingly. But you know what? That's in the past and everybody's doing better.
Growth.
All right. So next segment.
Next segment. Trigger one.
Trigger warning.
Trigger one.
All right, y'all. So that wrapped up our whole series on DIY boundaries. So
DIY boundaries.
thanks for chilling and hanging with us.
Hey.
And of course, if you missed it, go ahead, go back. We'll wait for you.
Like, subscribe.
We're
share,
gonna be here.
a heart.
But our next series is gonna be on empathy.
Yeah.
Empathy versus sympathy. And as an empath myself,
Yeah. Resident empath over here.
I will be happy to dive into this with you guys and
Dr.
share
Empath.
my terrible experiences feeling things I don't want to feel.
I am an over sympathizer. I don't even know if that's a thing.
I think it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I sympathize with people too much. I sympathize with people who just like are trash.
Yeah, they're doo-doo nuggets.
And I'm just like, oh, well, maybe because they never received a hug. And
She really does this. And I'd be like, okay.
it makes me sick.
So?
It makes me sick of myself.
Well, she got me vegan cupcakes.
Yeah.
I don't care. She is trash.
That literally just happened.
Bro, I was so mad. I wasn't mad at my twin, but I was like, you really gonna let this person finesse you off some cupcakes?
She was angry texting me. And I was like, why are you yelling?
There was the profanities. There was the all caps. There was many exclamation points. I was like, nah.
Yeah, somebody bought me vegan cupcakes and I unblocked them, so...
I just...
Oversympathization. That's me.
So yeah, we're gonna let y'all know about it and how we deal with it, what we've learned, and of course, our last episode in that series will be on how to switch gears between the two. So,
All right.
that's it. But remember, guys, life is a jug of orange crush with too much vodka in it.
Oh, and you bought premium Minute juice and you mixed it in.
Godly
Fire.
So you guys stay the beautiful little galaxies you are.
Stay the beautiful little galaxies you are. Be kind to yourself and to others.
Yes, and just it's the holiday seasons, y'all. Just hang in there.
Yeah,
If y'all anything like us, the holidays is a roller coaster. So
it is.
take care of yourself.
It's fun, but it's also depressing.
All right, guys. See you later. Okay, bye.
Bye.